We all know decisions that are made here in Washington, D.C. can have a direct impact on our cattle operations. Joining us now to talk more about NCBA's efforts to protect cattlemen and women is Alison Cook. She's the Executive Director of Government Affairs. Alison, you joined NCBA just a little earlier this year. Tell us a little bit about yourself and your background.
Well, I hail from the great state of North Carolina. I have spent the last 9 years of my career working on Capitol Hill for 4 different members of Congress on the House side, and I spent a predominant amount of that time working on agriculture issues and specifically on animal agriculture issues.
Outstanding. And tell us about some of the issues you're going to be working on with and for NCBA.
For NCBA, I've been here about 6 months and we've already jumped right in. We've been working on TPP. Obviously that's a huge priority for the beef industry and something we've been working very hard on. We've been working on pushing back on a gypsum rule. We've been working with what we like to call the barnyard gang to push back against overregulation essentially. We've been working on defunding the WOTUS rule and the court case we have going on with that. We've been working on transportation issues and all kinds of animal health items that continue to pop up.
A full plate indeed, huh?
Absolutely.
So tell folks a little bit, you've worked here long enough, you know a little bit about the inner workings and what happens behind the scenes in Washington, D.C. Give us some insight.
The behind the scenes work is where the real work gets done. You know, we like to be able to handle issues before we have to announce to our members and to the public that it's a problem. If we can solve the issue before it becomes a bigger issue, that is our main goal here at NCBA and many of the other organizations in D.C. You know, we certainly want our members to reach out to their members of Congress, but we want to be able to be that voice for them when they're not able to do that as well.
And so I wanted to ask, you know, some cattlemen may ask, why does NCBA need a physical office here in D.C. in addition to the office in Denver? Why is that so important?
So the relationships that we build at the agency level with the head agency members and with their staffers is very vital to getting our message that our producers want to give across to them, as well as the relationships we have with the members of Congress and their staff as well. The staff are the ones doing the behind the scenes work, and we need to know that they know what our message is so that they can deliver it to their bosses.
It's an interesting time in Washington, D.C. With this election and the transition of power coming up. What are some of the key year-end priorities for NCBA?
Well, our key year-end priorities, TPP is still our #1 priority. Trade is vital to our industry and something that we are going to continue to push that message home so that people do not forget about it. We're also working on pushing back on the gypsum rule that I mentioned earlier. Defunding WOTUS is also in that priority list, and getting sage grouse language to stay in the NDAA package, the National Defense Authorization Bill, that more than likely we hope to see pass here at the end of the year.
And one last question, what do you want the folks at home to know about what they can do to support these efforts?
Please become an NCBA member, beefusa.org. It's important that we can be your voice in D.C. so that we can protect you and your small business.
Thank you so much, Alison, for all you do every day.
Thank you.